Hello. Give a couple more minutes until people pop on. How are you? Oh, muted.
Crazy day. I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about the call, but I mean, I was promoting it.
I know that's where I'm at. I'm like starting to get kind of tired and wind down for the day. And I'm like, nope, I gotta be on it for at least 30 more minutes before the end of the day. And
I
so
know, girl. I still have so much to do, but
are you
like, yes, I'm cleansing too. I'm freezing. I have a blanket on. We're trying to keep temperature, kind of low. I mean, it's not really low, but it's like 68 degrees, which is low for me.
yeah.
And so when you cleanse and you have 68 inside the house, like my hands literally like ice. Oh God.
My lips will turn blue. And so I'm okay right now because I did get a walk in and kind of got like a little bit of blood flow. But like this morning, I was sitting there for like 3 hours on this work call and I like looked at myself and I'm like, my lips are blue and it's not that cold here, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt, long sleeve pants, socks, everything on. But I just get chilly. So
Yeah, no, I have hypothyroidism, and so I have like a really low tolerance to cold, but actually it's 50 degrees outside,
yeah.
so I can't complain.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm just so sensitive to cold, and when I cleanse, oh,
Yeah.
it's torture.
Did you ever see a picture of my at-home sauna? It's like a little
Yes,
tent.
yes.
Yeah. And so I usually pull that out. I've been trying to get in it a little bit more often but I'll do it at the very end of the night. And so like me and Brad will watch a TV show for a little while and I'll just sit in there and I get like overheated. So then I just like
Wow.
unzip it, but then I'm sopping wet and I'm not going to go sit on the couch all sopping wet. And like, then I get cold because I'm wet. So I have to sit in there like playing with the zipper. Like, okay, now I can zip it up again. And then it'll run out of steam. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm cold, so it's a whole
Hey,
thing.
Yep,
Sadie.
yep.
Yeah.
Story of my life. Hey, Ange, how are
Hi.
you?
Good. I have a question
Long
about your
time no
sauna.
see.
I
Yeah.
know. So is that considered an infrared sauna?
No, it's basically like steam. And so this was like my friend had it at her body sculpting shop and she let me borrow it to just sit and enjoy it. And then she was like, you want to buy it? And so I bought it off of her, but this one doesn't have any, it's just literally hot water being steamed in there. And so
Okay.
the infrared sauna is at, that I go to is an actual like facility, like,
Right. Because I was looking into getting like an infrared sauna blanket.
mhm. It's like
So
a sleeping bag.
yeah. So when they say that that's infrared, right?
Yeah, because for those ones, I mean, like you're looking at like $500 ones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some brands that I've heard use a better material lining than others. So I don't know if that's like something to look into or not, but like they are infrared because they actually have the heat that comes from it is from IR, where this is just, water.
Right.
So you're not you won't maybe get the red light therapy like you would from a red
Hmm.
bulb. And those come from like different wattages and things like that too.
Hmm.
But I don't know that I understand that very well, but I've read on my Perspire website, what the different colors mean and stuff like that. And so, and then a lot of facial, like body artists in LA will have like a big red lamp. And I don't
Hmm.
know if they're doing the right wattages or not, but I have heard that these are this sleeping bag type ones are the heated IR.
Yeah. Because I want to get the face one, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy I've been like saving, and I
Yeah.
got like Christmas money, and my mom's like, I hate giving you money, and I'm like, I'm gonna use it. Like I'm gonna buy this, and I just think it would be good for like my husband. He's got just a lot of injuries and like a lot of surgeries. So, but I'm like looking at them, and and because I was gonna do high dose. I think that
Mhm.
was one, but then that wasn't getting as good a ratings as some other ones, and
Mm.
and some of them were like a lot cheaper, and I'm like, not that I want to spend like $1 million, but it's like sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So
And that's the hard question about it. It's like I'm a review reader too. Like I won't get something, if it just repeatedly has issues and stuff, but it is like for your specific needs, like is it hitting those
right.
markers? Like don't compromise on something. But like, I
Well,
mean,
that's why I love to get like just like Isogenics. Like I love to get like actual referrals from people like that are say, I swear to God, it's how I run my whole life. Tell me if you love something, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'll try it. Okay.
well, and, with us too, like we have access to all this stuff in the LA area, but we could go move to like a rural small town military base and like I will tell them I did infrared sauna and they'd be like, what are those words? So, I may need to
I
invest in
know. Yeah.
buying some at-home stuff. And so it's going to have to be on my radar for that type of things. But yeah, the little steam room that I have just, kind of
It's
helps
nice.
clear the skin. Yeah. And sweat out and warm me up, so I
Mm-hmm.
was going to go to pole dancing tonight for a little bit of a workout, but not that I won't go without friends. I will. I'm not like scared to be by myself, but I was like not feeling it today and nobody else was ready to go back into it yet. And I was like, I'll just go next week. And I called and chatted with them and let them know. So yeah, we'll get back into that, see how that goes. But anybody else have any wins this week? Anything exciting? Good stuff to share? This morning, Molly talked about, so she's my great aunt and Molly's aunt. She's down 21 pounds in about 2-ish months. And so she's in her 80s. And so it's like wild. And Molly started with 4 shakes and ionics. That was all she could afford. And she sells that to people, like you, when you share your story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Auntie Dawning started on because she's got a lot of health issues. So we didn't want to go too crazy. And then all of a sudden her husband who has some health issues was using it, one of her sons. And I was like, Molly, we need to get everybody an account to order from. And so, but she's like, do you ever call like a grandma or somebody and they only want to talk for like 2 minutes and then they let you go and you're like, but I didn't even talk to you. That's kind of what's been going on lately. It's like Molly will get on the phone and like, well, gotta let you go. It's like a minute into the combo. So that was one of our team wins. Noah was on this morning and shared a little bit of his story, but he popped on a little later. So I don't know if he'll pop on late today. So we'll just kind of move on into our topic. We had some great discussions this morning and a lot of good different views on our topic. So
Mhm.
the topic is weight loss and people who have weight loss as a goal versus health gain, and how much of the scale it should be included in that. And we had a couple of people that are like, I love the scale. I jump on it every day. I have one that gives me multiple different metrics, which I have one as well like that. And then we talked about other things like people who lose weight to strive for the thin privilege term, which is kind of this new coin that's been going around, that people who've lost significant amounts of weight and notice that they get treated better have come up with this. And so I follow a couple of different obesity medicine doctors, one that specifically works with teenagers. And she talks about these parents that are coming in that are trying to, get their kids to lose weight, sometimes for more vanity reasons. They call them almond mom, almond dads. And then they're looking for that thin privilege. And so this doctor was like, I won't work with them if I feel like they're being, pushy in one way or another, because when I look at the kid and the kid looks so sad and ashamed and, like, I don't want to be here, things like that, that's rough, And so another obesity medicine doctor that I follow has great information and she's been a wealth of knowledge too. So I really like TikTok for that reason, because you do get to follow these professionals, and yeah, you could get on there and literally say whatever you want and people will be like, I didn't know leopards were purple, like, and then it's just saying whatever. But when you do follow some credited people, it's like a wealth of just knowledge and information. So I know, for me, it's like I always tell people my big weight loss story and stuff like that. And then it's like, do you share that I've gained some of it back, that your body has a homeostasis and you just kind of have to battle it forever. And unless you're getting blood work and other things to measure your health, like I've had amazing blood work. Everything about me is healthy. But I struggle still with this number in my head of what I should weigh. And it's like, I don't know what would happen if I got that number on the scale and I looked down, like it would be like a celebration for what, like, so it's about how do I feel, what is the measure of how I feel? And the two main components that go along with obesity and being heavier is structural pain, discomfort, bones, muscles, things like that. And then cardiovascular, because your heart has to work harder. So, ultimately, when somebody says, I want to lose weight, it's always about asking why, and, oh, I want to be skinny and sexy and look snatched and stuff. There's usually a deeper reason than that. So it's trying to get past that surface level layer of like wanting to be like Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and really looking at that longevity. We talked about that this morning too, with like lifelong health goals and things like that. Like Anastasia mentioned hypothyroidism, that's a battle forever. And a lot of people who struggle with hypothyroidism have that battle with weight gain and slower metabolism. And so it's like when you're up face to face with something that you have to battle forever, obesity is one of those as well. Like your hormones don't just like say, I give up, I'm never going to store fat again. No, it's a constant challenge.
Okay.
So we can open up the floor too, just to have a discussion and bring up just different thought processes. What way do you feel about, the helping people with health versus, if somebody is like, I just want to lose pounds and things like that. In our group, we've got a lot of knowledge. We've got a lot of education. We've got a lot of expertise and stuff. And so it's always like interesting to hear different sides of your experience and things like that. So what are you thinking, Anastasia?
Well, I mean, I agree with, well, I don't know. It's such a difficult topic to talk about because you don't want to offend anybody, right? People are so sensitive right now. But what was that?
Sorry, that was Miles.
Oh, sorry. But this whole putting on a pedestal the obesity, you know, in the magazines and the models and all of that. Like, I know I probably sound horrible. I don't get it. I
Mhm.
don't get it. Why are we so fascinated? Why are we trying to promote unhealthy habits?
Yeah.
I don't, it's not, yes, I know it's like one of my Facebook friends, you know, she made this, she's been struggling with weight forever. And, you know, worked out, whatever she did. Okay. So she's back to square one because obviously probably the commitment is a problem or whatever it is. You know, people have all kind of excuses, but she made this, the video where she said that, oh, you know, my husband told me like, you don't need to do all of this because I love you no matter what. And it's not about loving no matter what. Is it, to me it's about health. Like
Mhm.
I don't get it. I don't get, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because
Is it cutting out because of,
yeah, it's like jerking. My camera is so weird. But I'm not doing this lifestyle so I can look like a skinny model. I'm doing this lifestyle because I want to be healthy. I want to have energy. I want to have vitality. I don't want to be on medication. I healed my thyroid holistically. Holistically, I'm not on any medications. Okay. And I want to be an example to my children so they can have a similar life and live long and be active. And I am like, what happened? How did we get here where we promote unhealthy bodies?
yeah.
I I mean,
Have you seen the latest trends? There's been a few different celebrities that have dropped weight quickly, and they're using these obesity medicines that are coming out that are becoming more affordable and accessible to people, and these celebrities are getting their hands on them, causing a shortage. And it's not, you know, just celebrities that are causing the shortage, but they are, some of them are promoting on their channels that, like, one, they're either not admitting to using these medications and then later being found out that they were, or two, there was one actress, Rebel Wilson. She was just in a Netflix movie, you know, maybe a year ago, and I remember watching it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that woman, they had to have spray painted her body because there are no stretch marks, there are no surgery lines. Like, she didn't even have, like, you know, wrinkles. You know, when you lose a lot of weight and you get like kind of a gaunt look about you, none of that. And I was like, what are they doing to show young people? That is so unrealistic. Like, I have stretch marks, I have belly fat, that, like, skin fat that hangs over it. Like, your body remembers if you've been a bigger person. And so to think, you know, to see a celebrity, and she was one that was accused of being on these meds, you know, use that tool and then, you know, no health promotion, no, you know, sharing of exercise or anything like that. And then on the reverse side, somebody like Jillian Michaels, who is this fitness professional, doing a post recently where it was like, it's really easy to work out and lose weight. Just do a burpee and just do squats. And it's like, that's not that simple for everybody. And so to make somebody feel bad because, you know, it's not accessible to them, like, there's just so much wrong expectation out there, and it's all for the, you know, not great reasons. And so it's like, for us being that pillar of help, you know, where it's like one person could come to us and say, I am so tired of being tired and trying, you know. And I've had a few people that are like, if you, like, they're so scared, they get scared off so easily if we talk about diet or if we talk about, you know, anything like that. And so it's really just meeting somebody where they're at and recognizing that there's some PTSD out there, there's some really bad experiences and stuff like that. We just have to be that pillar of hope, really just talk to them in depth about their experience, what they're looking for, and be the best that we can for role models and things like that, being real. So what about
yeah,
you?
that's right.
Any thoughts on the matter, and
Yeah, I have a couple. Can you guys hear me? Because I got these in. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I have a couple. First of all, I love that we brought up the kids thing. Um, I am super passionate about that, especially, having a girl as my second child and just being in the fitness world and a lot of weight loss. And I talk about it a lot. And, she hears everything and she's grown up at my gym and my spa. Um, so that has been super important to me not to ever, and I've never been, I've rarely, I've only have a scale because my son's a wrestler and he does have to look at his weight, but I've never weighed myself consistently. We never talk about weight. um she has some friends that where the mom is a little bit heavier, and when that girl comes over, it's like she's checking herself. She's drinking water all the time, never wants to, which is fine. I mean, those are all really healthy things, but I can tell that there's stuff going on with her, even when she was like 9 and now she's 11. And, and so those things worry me a little bit, so that's super important. And then, just talking about like weight loss and health. And I know I've brought up a little bit about my dad and like his struggles with weight. And so my dad actually just recently had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And
How's he doing?
yeah, he's doing really good. But it was so funny because I told him, I got to thinking, and I'm like, I think this heart attack came because you don't eat. And he has gone so many years with not eating. I mean, he is stick thin. He doesn't see anything wrong with how thin he is and that he doesn't eat on a regular basis. And I'm like, I think it has all these years of that has stressed your heart. I mean, hello, Karen Carpenter. I mean, it's not like, it's not something brand new.
Right.
Um, so it's just crazy how our bodies just eventually, I mean, we have really strong bodies, but eventually things can happen if we do not take care of our bodies. So I totally am like, I'm not huge. I mean, I love weight loss, like let's get healthy. But again, like I said this morning, weight loss is kind of out, and let's focus on being better, 1% better every day. And, like we have those simple solutions with what we do to help people with just some of our core products,
Yeah.
decreasing their stress, cleansing, intermittent fasting. I mean, all of those things, getting some adaptogens in are going to then circle back to you will lose weight and you will feel better and you will decrease your stress and you will get more energy. It's just so interesting. So, yeah, that's kind of where
Yeah, I agree.
I did like a funny post today. Well, it's meant to be funny. I hope nobody went the opposite way, but it was like, I'm on my third iced coffee and listening to a murder podcast. I wonder why I have anxiety or something like that. It's like, well, and I'm like, I'm guilty. I love my caffeine. I've definitely been like, we were watching Unsolved Mysteries last night, learning about Bigfoot and aliens. And it's like, what am I doing? Like, intentionally kind of stressing myself out, but it's interesting, and that's why I take adaptogens, and so it is like a balance. But, when you start to really question, it's like the same thing where it's like when the doctor's telling you to eat right and exercise and they're eating, Cheetos and stuff. But it's just interesting, different environments and stuff. Like we're kind of the different parents in the neighborhood too, because we do monitor what our kids, eat. And it's not like we try to hold anything back. Like I don't want my kids to like run to the opportunity to get anything, but every once in a while Miranda will get frozen yogurt with friends or something, and it's like super special, and I'm like, good, you have those memories with them and stuff. But like we're not gonna shun you from it ever, but we're just not gonna have it be like constantly a part of your upbringing. I had none of that. So when we get our Halloween candy or whatever, I'd eat it all. Like nobody would ever be like, hey, that's enough for the night. My stomach would tell me that's enough for the night, and then it was like bellyache and can't sleep. But let's switch gears a little bit to talk about our product of the day. I don't know if Noah's going to join, so I'll do like a quick little background on him. But here is can you guys see the natural accelerator?
Yeah.
So this is our new and approved natural accelerator. So the natural accelerator has been a part of our 30-day system for a while. What this is a thermogenic, and we've had different ingredients in this twice a day pill that you take with breakfast and lunch that help with burning fat. And so because our company is so on top of the science and innovation and things like that, sometimes we will reformulate some of our products to make sure that we have the most up-to-date science research that is found in the weight loss and health and wellness world. So we recently did a lot of research on Sinatrol, which is found in citrus fruits. So in this new natural accelerator, we have lemon, grapefruit, lime, orange, and basically pull out that Sinatrol, which is good for targeting that belly fat, especially, and help you burn off that excess fat that you are not typically burning from any other way. So thermogenesis is basically just heating up the insides. If you think of fat, if you burn or if you heat up butter, what does it do? It melts, right? So that's the same kind of consistency as the fat in our body. So this alone, if you were to just order this alone and take it by yourself, you might not notice a huge difference because it does really work very well in our system. So I've had a few people just ask, can I just order in the Natural Accelerator? You absolutely can, but I would also recommend, that you add this to other tools and resources in your journey for better health. So I just started it again today. I'd actually not been taking the Natural Accelerator for a while because I do so much stuff with Isagenix, and your goals ebb and flow. And so with me doing this 30-day reset that we've got going on right now, I really wanted to make sure that I'm focusing on that and making health my priority. So that is our product of the day. And I'll wrap up just for a few minutes talking a little bit about Noah. Noah and I met through Google. He Googled Isagenix LA and I came up. I was like, that's pretty cool that I showed up. I don't know what exactly brought him to me, but he asked for a partner to help him do booths and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So we started chatting and then we came together on a lot of health goals and a lot of things. So I've been working with him, and basically he had been with the company over 10 years ago. And then there was a mass exodus from his team. A lot of people left and went to another company, and he did not like the culture and did not like the products and things like that, and really felt like Isagenix is where he needs to be. So he's come back. He doesn't have a very active upline and stuff. So I was like, come on over to Team Unstoppable. And I believe, what did he say? He lost like 60 pounds or something. So, or 30 pounds maybe. So he's lost a good amount of weight and still working on himself. He has a background in personal training and things like that, but he says he's retired. I don't know for sure if he's retired forever, but he's definitely a good one to know. It's hard to find males in our industry that are willing to share and are out there and talking to people. And so Noah's always a great resource to bring up his story and, just connect with tradesmen or anybody else that is kind of like unsure about, meeting all these young looking females, no matter what our backgrounds are. It's sometimes nice to have a guy. So Noah is amazing. And hopefully we'll get him back on the rotation again to share his story. So the assignment and, continuing on with our vision is really to evaluate your personal viewpoints on health and what are your true health goals. And does that consequently, include weight loss? Have you looked at different ways of measuring? Some people, I just posted in my story this picture of this gentleman. He looked like two totally separate people 10 years apart in the same weight. And one was ripped and had muscles, and the other one looked like a dad bod, so it's like, it doesn't matter sometimes your weight. And so really evaluating that and really seeing where you're at with your idea of what weight means. Like, the only time you ever need to tell anybody your weight is like if you're getting onto a harness or something that requires your weight, or your doctor, and nobody's judging you. They're just checking it. So it's like taking a look at that. And then I was working with one of my team today too, and she was asking about, she went from NAD to the different adaptogens. Should I do Ionix or Elixir or both, or should I do the 30-day reset? And I'm like, what is your goal today? Not 5 years from now, or even, next season. We were talking about seasons this morning. Like, what is your goal today? Because if your goal today is for more longevity and lifelong things, let's get you on NAD. But if your goal is weight loss, then, you know, now is a great time. You're very supported doing a 30-day reset right now. And, you know, when looking at the adaptogens, some of them are a little bit more geared for weight loss and some are more geared for stress management. So it really is like asking those deep questions and getting some internal reflection in on things like that. So any other closing thoughts before I stop our recording? All right, let me end us